to African Home Building News and Analysis brought to you by PE Live and sponsored by Iwas Realty, Manet, and Blackpack. My name is Namaya Ochirebia. Coming up in the headlines, the Northern Regional Lands Commission has debunked allegations that it is engaged in the unregulated disposal of government lands. Private and commercial developers have been cautioned against building along the McCarthy Hill, Wager, and Ebri Ridges. And in the UK, large landlord thanks contractors for £800 million sustainable homes framework. Now the news in details. The Northern Regional Lands Commission has debunked allegations that it is engaged in the unregulated disposal of government lands. The Northern Regional Lands Commission has described as unfortunate and misleading allegations that it is engaged in the unregulated disposal of government lands in the region. Mr. Dubuk Mahama Yakubu, the board chairman of the Northern Regional Lands Commission, who addressed the news conference in Tamale, said it was untrue to infer that the commission was selling lands to individuals in the metropolis. The president of the group therefore demanded that the Office of the Special Prosecutor investigate the unregulated disposal of government lands, just like it did with the alleged disposal of state lands at the Achimota Forest Reserve. Mr. Yakubu cited the 1992 Constitution, the Lands Commission Act, as well as the policy direction of the government as spelled out by the President Akufo-Addo when he inaugurated the board of directors of the Commission in August 2017, saying the Commission was only working in line with its mandate under the law and the directive of the President. He said the directive required the Lands Commission to attract the widest variety of new industrial enterprises to the areas where they were most needed. It was also said that it was to reserve, zone, and service strategic locations for the development of industrial and business parks and enclaves across the country in the right places without damaging the country's green belt, and to release publicly held lands for productive uses. Moving on in the news, private and commercial developers have been cautioned against building along the McCarthy Hill, Wager, and Ebri Ridges. Mr. Isaac Kunwan Imbele, the Acting Director General of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, GGSA, who gave the warning, said those areas are high-risk zones and their occupants will bear the brunt of any future earthquake or tremor. The Acting Director General of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority told the media in Accra that those areas were not meant for human habitation, and that even if one wanted to site a building there, it must be earthquake resistant. He said other areas were Gbawe, Kwabena, Ofanko, Nkoko, Scarp, Voltaren Scarp, Jamasi, Ashanti Mampong, Gambaga, Nankpuduri Road, and Latte. Mr. Mbole advised developers not to waste resources and put the lives of people in danger, urging them to learn from last week's earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. He said indications were that Ghana could experience an earthquake anytime, and that the best approach to reduce the impact was to avoid high-risk zones and adhere to safety standards. The Acting Director General explained that once the country had experienced earthquakes in the past, with some related activities recorded in January 2023, it was important that it prepared adequately to reduce any impacts. He said the authority had seismic stations dotted across the country that monitored the Earth's movement and detected possible earthquake events. To ensure safety in the construction sector, he advised the public to consult the GGSA to undertake geological assessment at site and provide technical advice before putting up buildings. Still in news, experts say bio-based buildings can be hugely instrumental in combating climate change and driving investment. Experts say bio-based buildings can be hugely instrumental in combating climate change, driving investments back into forests while simultaneously creating a carbon sink in the built environment. This is because using timber building materials store vast amounts of carbon, and they are durable and even fireproof. They are easy and cost-effective to construct and run, and timber construction creates jobs and boosts the economy. They contain the timber frames of easy housing's affordable housing solutions are prefabricated in local carpentry workshops across East Africa, and the average size project can be completed within 3 months. Timber is also a more effective insulator than metals, glass, and concrete, so timber buildings require less heating in winter and less cooling in summer, making them more energy efficient and cost efficient to run. From sustainable forest management to carpentry, encouraging the use of locally sourced, sustainable wood creates jobs and benefits local economies. As wood becomes the go-to construction material, it will jumpstart mass timber supply chain wars around the world. In East Africa, there are a number of initiatives to develop the climate-smart forest economy in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda to develop a network that can support growth and help address barriers in the value chain. Please stay with us as we go for a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, in international news, large landlord hands contractors for £800 million sustainable homes framework. Sovereign, one of UK's largest housing associations, is on the hands for contractors for an £800 million framework to deliver around 3,000 new energy-efficient homes. The 4-year framework will kick off this summer and is spread across 16 lots in regions across south of England. Sovereign was among the sector's biggest builders in last financial year, completing 1,196 homes according to research compiled by Inside Housing. The landlord is pushing on its development plans despite the tough economic conditions. In November, Sovereign was among a string of landlords downgraded by the English regulator for their financial viability. Earlier this month, Moody's also lowered its credit rating for Sovereign as well as other large landlords due to the current climate. Last year, the association was found to have breathed a home standard over fire, electrical, and asbestos safety, and was later downgraded to a G2 for governance. Under the new framework, the homes will be built to Sovereign's Homes and Place standard, which it launched 2 years ago to focus on building more sustainable homes that are cheaper to run. That's all for news this evening. Thank you for staying with us, and a very big thank you to Ewos Roti, Manette, and Blackpack for sponsoring these news segments. For more news, kindly visit our website www.propertyexpress.org. You can also reach us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Property Express. Remember to subscribe to our channel and share our videos. Thank you for staying with us. This has been PE Live. My name is Nanaya Ochrebia. Have a good evening.